We rolling. Shalom, y'all here once again. All praises to Yahweh, Lord Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kadosh. And so, let's go into current events. Remember I told you how yesterday the Biden administration, they issued an attack on Yemen. And so, they actually issued another attack last night. I'm like, damn, they didn't get their get back yet? Yemen didn't get their get back, so they doubling up on the strike. But like you brought out, Yemen is backed by Iran. Iran is a part of BRICS. They just joined BRICS recently. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China. Yeah. So I don't know if this is official yet. Man, we're already involved with it. Yeah. Because now the UK is involved. The UK, they issued a strike on Yemen as well. So
somebody said that 2024 is looking like hot.
yeah. Remember Cal Williams said 2024 is the year of truth. The year of truth. So we're coming down to the wire, man. I mean, we could possibly be out of here this year, if not next year. The way things is looking. That's just the way things is looking. Yeah. Or as well. And the next year, again, end of this year, beginning of next year. Yeah, so you know what I want? Give me Joel chapter 2, verse 18. Because the war Armageddon is at the door. Armageddon is at the door.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 18.
Bring it out.
Then will the Lord Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity his people.
Jealous for his land. Because if you look over there at the land today, you got the peoples up in there. They're not the authentic people. They're not the real things.
There the Lord will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith, and I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen.
So that just means that the Lord is ultimately, he's going to bless us. And reproach means disappointment and shame. So the way it stands now, the world looks at us as like a disappointment. They don't think much of us.
Right. My word, they call us niggas, wetbacks, spooks, all that.
Deuteronomy 28.
It says, But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate.
The northern army is talking about the United States troops. You know how they got the U.S. Navy, the U.S. military, the Marines. Probably forgetting another one. But you get the point. The northern army is talking about the United States, North America. Keep going.
With his face,
Start.
This is Joel 2 and 20. It says, But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate.
So that's where the troops is going to be posted up at. They're going to be posted up in the Middle East, a land that's buried and desolate. So that's talking about Saudi Arabia. You ever go on Google and look up the Saudi Arabian desert?
It's just all sand,
Straight up desert
as
sand.
far as the eye can see.
So that's where it's going to take place. World War III. That's where the troops is going to be drawn at. And we're seeing how it's lining up like that right now. I mean, I know you had the things prior with Omar Gaddafi during like Desert Storm back in like the 90s. But the difference now is you got BRICS that's in existence. Russia's more in a relevant state compared to how it was back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So everything is lining up perfect.
It says, With his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea.
His face towards the east sea, which means the Red Sea. And then the utmost sea represents the great river Euphrates. So that's where that conflict is really going to pop off. That's going to be the epicenter of the Middle East.
It says, And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of death, man. There's going to be a whole lot of death. 3 times. You know, these militaries, they might have it in their mind that they're going to prevail or be victorious. But in reality, once that prophecy is fulfilled, they're going to be wiped out.
into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
Look up that word Armageddon.
I got you.
And then you can speak on it as you feel fit. It's Jane.
Armageddon, the hill or city of Megiddo, the scene of the struggle of good and evil.
Yeah, good and evil, because this is Esau's world. Like it says in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the ending of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the evil is Esau, man. He's the wicked. And then we're the good, the Israelites.
Right. The scene of the good and evil is the scene of the struggle of good and evil is suggested by the battle plain of Esdraelon, which was famous for 2 great victories.
Okay.
Continuing on, I'll read it again. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done.
Yeah, because 7 represents completion. So when the missiles drop, when the chariots crack the skies and start shooting down laser beams, that's going to be it. Because that's going to be total destruction of Babylon.
It says, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings. And there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth.
I'll let you talk.
Yeah, that's talking about.
Do you like that?
Yeah, that's talking about how when the missiles strike this place, the Babylon is going to be shaken. There's going to be the missile's going to hit, and then it's going to cause tsunami in the waters. This place is going to be really finished, a complete lake of fire.
And you know how they got the Satan missile? Russia has the Satan missile.
Right.
They also got Satan missile 2 now. So they got it to where the warheads have like multiple missiles within them. So when they launch those strikes, it's not gonna just be like a limited amount of missiles. It's gonna be a myriad of missiles.
Missiles within missiles.
Missiles within missiles. You understand? So that's why in Revelation it speaks about how this is gonna be a lake of fire. Because how else is this place gonna be the lake of fire? It's gonna be through the missiles.
There's not going to be nothing left here, not even a blade of grass. It says, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great.
Yeah, because the missiles drop, it's just gonna be bored, shaking the grounds, just so you can get an understanding.
One after another. There's going to be no rest.
Yep. And could you imagine that? Imagine that you get caught up in that destruction. You don't get beamed up.
Right.
You just burning up with fire. Nuclear fire. You know how terrifying that is? Niggas is gonna see the missiles dropping and then they're probably gonna pass out.
They're going to drop dead.
They might just pass out,
Yeah,
honestly.
heart attacks.
Which would be better than having all time I have mercy on you if you pass out. Because you don't want to feel that fire.
It says that the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath.
The fierceness of the wrath. Now, I know it mentioned that the great city was divided into the 3 parts. If I'm not mistaken, that represents the FEMA map, right?
Oh, right.
Can you look that up and confirm that? I remember brothers was bringing that out, especially when that movie came out, Leave the World Behind. Because that had brothers in another spirit, a different spirit. You know, that's when you start going into apocalyptic mode mindset. mindset. You start going back to the scriptures, reading the scriptures and filtering the movie through those scriptures. Shoot, now that I brought up that movie, what do you see over there in Tesla? Got it? If not, it's no big deal.
Yeah, I can't really. It's not. I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
find
yeah.
where I'm looking for it.
It's fuzzy in my mind. So that's alright.
I'll continue on. This is Revelation 16 and 20. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail.
For the plague of the hell.
For the plague thereof was exceeding great.
So the plagues is also a metaphor for the missiles.
That's what I think.
You got a precept?
Yeah.
I got something, I'll let you cook.
Second Thessalonians.
I feel like a damn hurricane storm
Came out of nowhere.
in January. In January?
I was saying that, bro. I was sitting in my car last night at work. I'm like, this feels crazy.
This is Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse, I'll start at 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out the way. And then shall that wicked
Wait,
be...
start again?
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And that's talking about how the Most High is allowing Esau Edom to do what it is he's doing here on this earth. But the Lord is going to take him out his place.
Yeah, because he has to be put down. He has to be put down out of power.
Right.
In order for us to rise up and get power and take over the world. There's no other way. Could you imagine having two bulls in the pen?
Right.
Remember that? You looked up that word Armageddon, and it said the struggle of good and the struggle of evil. How are we going to be in the kingdom of heaven? It's going to be the same shit happening in this world. How could that be possible? Never, impossible. So,
This world, it needs new management. Because Esau, he's been defiling this place ever since he got power.
So, like, hold on. Somebody was saying how there's even, like,
speak up.
English in China on this stop signs. Like, English is everywhere.
Right.
Like, the white man's language is everywhere. So, that's how you know the world is his, bro.
Right.
Oh yeah, and if you want to be a pilot, and it doesn't matter what country you come from, you gotta know how to speak English.
Right.
That's like a national aviation law or something like that.
What
Worldwide.
makes English so special that you gotta have it, like,
That lets you know that Esau.
He's in power.
Yep. What is that? Job 9:24. The
Like-
earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The United States, they have military bases set up across all over the world. Imagine China having a military base in America. That'll never fly.
Yep. And then you have the so-called papers be like, yo, so what y'all gonna do?
Right.
Y'all gonna let them be out here like that? Because China is low-key already like that right now. You know they bought up mad farmlands?
Right.
They bought up mad farmland.
Under mad different like company names that you don't even know about and stuff.
But I heard lately that they had to sell it. I guess that's something because they don't get ready to happen.
You try to buy property in the state or anywhere, it's like pending. All the properties are pending.
Yeah. It's like that in New York City too. They own a lot of like the skyscrapers and buildings. Like you'll have a building full of apartments, but they're all empty.
Facts.
Not only them, but you also got the small hats you got to worry about owning everything. So,
Okay. They'll deny that though.
so look how that works.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And then shall the wicked be revealed. You know what I love most about what happened about, Israel declaring their war on Hamas? You know what I love most about that? The fact that the small has got revealed. They got exposed for how harsh that they were. You know what I'm saying?
You had that the prime minister of Israel trying to use the scriptures to justify what they're doing over there. I don't want to say his name. I want to get the video flag. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Yeah, so if you really can't wrap your mind around this truth, then you're not going to make it. It's really as simple as that. Because you have to believe, you have to call on the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know? You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You got to be like wholeheartedly into this. You know what I'm saying? You know how people, they think, like that guy, I don't even know his name, but I've seen him around on YouTube. You know that dude be eating pork? You know the guy that be eating pork? They be celebrating Christmas. And he calls on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Oh, yeah.
I seen a video of that guy, man. He's over there eating pork.
They had that get together at Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah. And Christmas. But they call it Yahweh Shai, man. You think them guys is going to make it?
They going
They got to repent.
It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
Strong delusion that they may believe a lie. That's why you see so many of our people that are within these Christian churches. Roman Catholicism. You think now it's turning Muslim. Turning Muslim and shit. Thinking about taking my shit out.
Prophet they claim is a prophet that's just the founder of it.
Like Allah's a false, Allah can't save you. He's a false God. He can't do no good or harm to you.
Nobody can even bring out any prophecies.
Exactly, because there are none.
And the problem with that is Allah just means power. All it means is power. So name a point or instance in the Bible where the Most High was called power. When did Moses call him power? You know what I'm saying? When did Joshua call him power? They called on the name Yahweh. Remember Moses, he went up and he was like, yo, so what's the name? So I can tell the others. And he said, I am. But when you translate that, it means he is, or he exists. So that's how you break down the name Yahweh. And you get variations of the name, like Yahweh, but that's not the correct.
Supposedly that's the Latin transliteration of Yahweh.
Okay.
So I guess Latin tribe, they would have called it Yahweh, which makes sense because if you think about it, Mexican they the same way.
But you know that can't be the name because the name is the scripture said that the name is dreadful to the heathens. And the whole world already knows about Yahweh. But how many people know about Yahweh? That's like it's like a secret. It's like a secret amongst us. And then eventually in the kingdom of heaven, that's when the scriptures say how his name is gonna be magnified. The whole world is gonna know about him and respect him.
2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Yep.
But we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
Yes. was elect from the beginning. Give me the precept on that. Like you chose from the foundation of the earth. So, in other words, you can't make yourself of the elect. I don't dwell on people whether they make it or not, because I understand that the Most High, like you just read, he chooses his people that are going to get delivered. All right, you got the 2/3 and you got the 1/3. The elect and the 144,000.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son.
Predestined, meaning that they was chosen before they was even chosen. The Most High already had his plan. They was chosen before the world was even created, right?
For the foundation of the earth.
For the foundation of the earth.
So that he might be the firstborn among many brethren.
So, if you find yourself to be of the elect, when it's all said and done, that's a beautiful thing. The scriptures make it beautiful. Yeah, so, like I said, I don't dwell on people being of the elect or not being of the elect, because it's all destiny. It's not within our control.
This is Revelation. Revelation chapter 14, verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb.
Wait. So does that mean that if you're not a virgin, then you're not going to make it?
That's talking about, the philosophies, drinking out that cup.
Yeah, so when it speaks about being a virgin, it just means you're not touched by other philosophies. That's all it means. Because there's been many brothers that have had, dealings with them throughout their lifetime.
It says, these are they which follow the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth.
Yeah, that follow the Lamb. This Lamb represents Yahweh. So we're the true Christians. We follow the Messiah. Not these fake dudes that be in the church talking about, it's going to be a good year in 2024. You're going to get that new house. You're going to get that new job. You're going to graduate. You're going to get that degree. It's going to be a prosperous year. We're not here to tell you.
Coffee.
These dudes be talking nice to their congregation just so that they can get the money out. Trying to some good stuff right here. Like TD Jakes. I was actually watching a little bit. I was like, I don't know how these people can deal with that. How you sit down and listen to this man?
And I believe he is a Pope. You see his aneurysms. I think he's a Pope.
You know about TD Jakes, right? You heard what happened with him? He's mixed up with Diddy. You say
Him and Diddy be partying apparently.
yeah, he was going to the Diddy parties allegedly.
Anybody around Diddy,
Birds of a feather.
They already got pictures together. They was pictured together. Diddy was holding him, was smiling and shit. Which sucks.
Aneurysms.
everything that comes out of his mouth is sex.
So that dude T.D. Jakes, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. He's fulfilling prophecy, really.
Yeah, we all got our life. Finish up this verse. It says, these were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
The first fruits unto the Most High and of the Lamb. So if Lord willing, you be of the elect, and you get delivered, you're gonna be considered and called the first fruits. We try to imagine you would have first dibs on a lot of things that you take. You might get first dibs on a particular land mass, a place of land, so you can build up your castle. You know what I'm saying? You might even have a place over there in Jamaica or something like that. You see the lives that we live now, nothing compared to what we're going to be able to do in the kingdom.
Right. revelation of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
Read that again and speak on it.
Yeah, it's talking about, the predestination. It says, whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of the Lord Yahushua.
Yeah, so like I said before, you can't make yourself of the elect. You're either of the elect or you're not. One thing that you can do is be not a hero of the word, but be a doer. Like it says in James. So with that being said,
Give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
yeah, read that in 2 Peter 1 and 10, please. So you can have the characteristics or the traits of someone that may be of the elect, but you'll find out eventually if you don't get beamed up. You know?
It says 2 Peter, what you said?
2 and 10.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities.
That's not the one I wanted, but that sounds good. Kind of lines up with what you're saying. Let's finish it up real quick. I want 2 Peter 1 and 10. On that. 1 and 10.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
So are we being diligent? Are we doing our part? I would say so. I would hope so. Coming out on the highways and the byways. This was the highest level of reach. Not everybody's going to be a teacher or a prophet. So, my mentality is, I just do my part, push the truth, push the gospel, and then hopefully I get delivered.
Right, we all have our lot. It says, for so an entrance, you'll continue it out. I got it. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 31. It says, for ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
In other words, the prophets always come back. They come back in another life, in a new body, but with the same spirit.
Right, that's everybody on this planet. We all come back in our life. If you was a prophet back then, you're going to be a prophet now. If you was a sodomite then, you're going to be a sodomite now. We all come back in our life.
If you was a sly sellout, grimy cutthroat dude back then, you're dead right now.
Right. It says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
These the Israelites.
Shalom. It says, for the Most High is for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak.
Yeah, so that's dealing with now you look at these churches, they got women preachers, which is going on.
Right. It says, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. That's a better thing. This is Psalms chapter 4. I'm going to start at the top. says, actually, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, but now that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself, the Lord will hear when I call unto him.
Right? So the Most High set apart his people that have the godly like traits, right? Because not everybody that's an Israelite by the flesh is considered godly. You got wicked that are amongst our people as well.
And you got false prophets set up.
Exactly. And then so the only reclamation for people like that is that they just have to be put to death. See, you can't get everybody on the same page right now today. It's impossible. You got dudes that want to be Moors, they want to be Muslims, they want to be Christians, they want to be Sodomites, they want to be whatever they want to be in this world. Anything but being in the truth, basically. So.
It says, but now that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself, and that's talking about the elect, the 1/3.
144,000.
Said the Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Salah. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord.
So put your trust in the Lord. We look at the times that we're about to head into now, and my mindset is like, I'm just gonna stay 10 toes down in this truth. I'll always revert back to the scriptures and the prophecies because it's gonna prepare you for the times that it's gonna come.
Right.
What does it say in Isaiah? Wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of thy time. So when all hell breaks loose,
33:6.
yep. So when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna be cool. We want all this stuff to happen. Really. The sooner the better. The MOTB, Revelation 13:16, the Charagma, the chip.
Because at the end of the day, that's in your best interest, to keep the Lord first. Because when the MOTB is enacted and it's in full effect, we say that we're not going to take it, but at the end of the day, it's really not up to us. It's going to be the Lord. Just put that spirit on you to endure hardship.
Yeah, and you know what the MOTB is. That's an acronym for we can't really say it for the algorithm.
Right.
The flag. It says Revelation 13:16.
Right. It says, offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety.
Dwell in safety. So let's just hypothetically say that, all right, the people over there in Israel today, they're the authentic people. Let's hypothetically say that. They're currently right now, they're not dwelling in safety. They're going to war. So that's another sign that lets you know that they're not the real thing. We're the real people. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6:20.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 20. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
So the she is a representation of the truth. Okay. So read that again.
It says she is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. So if you're not familiar with the truth, or you're not familiar with the Bible, much to you, it's not gonna really hit close to home. And people are gonna look at it as like a burden.
Ecclesiastes 6:2. Says she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
She that is without understanding will not remain with her. He, right? So if you're ignorant, you don't have the understanding, then you're just gonna just push it off to the side. You're like, all right, it's nothing major. You know, all this stuff doesn't matter.
It's logical. Wisdom is basically bougie.
Wisdom is what?
Bougie.
That's what you mean.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Not because, like, here, wisdom is like, so wisdom, Sophia. You know, that's what the reference is here. And it's like, not everybody has wisdom. You know, some people, they just live in their flesh, not in the spirit.
And the scriptures also speak about how you're supposed to seek after wisdom, which wisdom is in the scriptures. It's the truth of wisdom. So that's why a lot of people they run out of the road, and they're chasing after the next thrill. You know what I'm saying? They're concerned about how they're gonna better themselves financially, you know, so to say. That's why a lot of dudes they sell their souls when they go into Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams was exposing that. So you think people like that are concerned about the scriptures and the truth? They might know that they're Israelites. Case in point, you know, Cat Williams, he said he knows he's an Israelite.
Yeah.
He actually ran into one of the camps. They told him like, yo, you're an Israelite. He's like, I know that.
A lot of celebrities do. Blake Griffin, all of them. A lot of these dudes know that they're Israelites.
Tracy Morgan, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick,
Which actually, when I first came into the truth, I remember he came out with that album, Damn. Remember that? I remember one of the songs, he was like, I'm an Israelite. Don't call me black no more.
Yeah, that's the one.
My name is just whatever he said. So I'm like, oh, okay. But he fell off.
It says, she will, this is Ecclesiastes 6:21 now. It says, she will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial. And
So people will look at the truth as like a stone that's like a burden to them. They're like, I don't want to wear this no more. I don't want to carry this. It's just too much. I can't do the things that I want to do. I can't live the life that I want to live. You know what I'm saying? Because part of coming into this truth is putting off that old man and coming into repentant people.
you know, they look at it like a yoke. You know how like when we first came to the truth, and then you know you start telling your family members and stuff, your friends, about like what you get into and how you know celebrate holidays and all this stuff. And what's the first thing they say? So what do you do for fun? That's what they're concerned with. It's just having fun. They look at it like it's a burden, like it's a yoke.
I mean, I naturally, I live a monotonous lifestyle anyway, so I feel as though I'm already built for this.
It says, she will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Yeah, she is not manifest unto many. In other words, this is not for everyone. Not everybody's gonna get it. So I'm not gonna go so hard to get somebody to understand what we're kicking. If it's not meant for you to get it, it's not meant for you to get it. Finish that and then give me Isaiah 6 and 10.
It says, so Isaiah what?
6 and 10. Start at verse 9. Finish that number.
This is Ecclesiastes 6:23. It says, give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet into her fetters, thy neck into her chain, bow down thy shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds.
And then, you know, naturally being in the truth, you're gonna have your highs and you're gonna have your lows. Don't fall off. Don't fall off your path.
You're going to have that whether you're in the truth or not. At least if you're in the truth, there's hope at the, there's light light at the end of the tunnel, and then you got hope.
And then if you're in the truth, you know the reasons why things are the way that they are.
So lucky, that's that comfort though that you get.
Yup.
That's
Right.
comfort, bro.
Right.
Yup.
You're like, wait a minute, it makes sense.
The truth shall set you free.
Yup.
Right.
This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
So the people that this scripture is talking about is the people on this side. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, which are the Israelites.
It says, Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
So if you perceive that somebody's not getting it, they're not understanding what we're teaching, then you just know that there's an angel that's blocking them from understanding. So that's why they can't see what you're saying. That's why they can't hear, see what you're, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they can't receive it.
Yeah, they can't perceive it. Read that again.
It says, Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears.
Yeah, they can see, but can they really see?
And understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and land be utterly desolate.
Yeah, so that's really the timeline. That's what we're waiting for. It's for the destruction of that part of the great, which is America. I mean, the writings are clearly evident that World War III is getting ready to take place. They really haven't announced it yet and called it World War III, but they might as well. You see how the UK, they got involved with the Biden strike that they did on Yemen. And then prior to that, you had the incident with Israel and Hamas. And then even before that, I heard now, what is it going on, 3 years now? The Russians, how they invaded Ukraine.
That's been on and off for decades.
China
trying to take Taiwan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which that could happen this year.
It says, And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten, as a teal tree, and as an oak whose substance is in them when they cast their leaves.
That's it. It's 2nd Ezra 12 and 37.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 37. It says, Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
Yeah, write all these things that thou hast seen in the book, hide them. And you know, part of the book is prophecies. Okay? So, you see how you got the BRICS coalition, that's how that's real. Brazil, Russia, India, Israel. Okay? And then so BRICS is really supposed to be the counter to NATO. Because Russia, they're not a part of NATO or the EU or anything like that. And we know that the scriptures speak about how Russia is known as Gog and Magog in Ezekiel chapter 38. So they're going to play a hand and a role bringing the end to this place. scriptures and prophecies for just anybody. You gotta read people's spirit.
Yeah, you gotta be prudent.
You gotta understand if like they're able to understand this truth. And naturally, you know, when you first came into the truth, you was doing that anyway. You're telling everybody,
It's like it's so life changing to you. You think it's gonna have the same effect on others, but it's not always the case.
And then you're at that point where it's like, well, I can understand it, but I can't. My family members understand it. You know, that's why I say I don't dwell on that. You either get it or you don't. If you don't get it, then it's not meant for you.
That's how the Lord set it up.
So, part of being in this truth is being secret. Tell people what I do. I'm mentally. I'm still about my business.
It says, but wait, thou hear thyself yet 7 days more, that it may be showed thee whatsoever it pleaseth the highest to declare unto thee. And with that he went his way. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I not come again into the city.
So that's what I'm at. So naturally, over time, you're gonna grow in this truth and become more seasoned. You know. Get Ezekiel 33 and 31.
This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
So that's speaking about the Israelites. You know how Jake is. You could sit here all day long, and, you know, teaching them, trying to teach them the scriptures. They'll be like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Oh, I'm an Israelite. But do they really take action?
That's where it stops.
Exactly.
They might just stop eating pork, and that's where it stops.
Or you might revert back to eating pork. They're like, nah, this ain't the truth.
I don't know nobody that went back that far. Says it low.
Well, actually, I've seen that. I've seen women do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They'll join the whole Israelite thing, right? They'll be like, yeah, I'm an Israelite, and they'll go back into the world.
So like I heard somebody just saying that now they trying to say that like it's like Christmas is not pagan. They saying it's not pagan. Back then they used to knowingly still celebrate it being an Israelite and say it's pagan or whatever. Now they're like, they're trying to make the argument that it's not pagan. Like why do you make the argument it's not? Like
Because they want to celebrate that shit for themselves, man.
it's just
They want to. That's what they all say. It's like, but it's for the children. Man, the children got to do what you say. You're the parent.
I got a preset.
You lying to your kid, like.
I'm going to continue. This is on 2 more verses. It says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument.
Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, this sounds good. Everything you're saying sounds good. Keep going.
It says, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this come to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
Yeah, so all hell breaks loose. When the missiles is getting shot down, you see missiles flying in the air, you see all the smoke and the fire, then you're gonna understand, all right, them dudes was right, the Israelites was right.
Even before that, Jacob's trouble, when they see these chipping stations pop up over the place, they was like, oh, that's what they was talking about.
Yeah, that's what's right.
That's what they was talking about. That's it, I'm done.
So this truth is likened unto a song, you know? It's like we're playing the instrument, and those that understand it, they're gonna step to the tune, they're gonna dance. You know, it's all poetic and metaphors. But get Jeremiah 3 and 17. Because you brought up Christmas, right? How people celebrate Christmas and all these various things.
that Israelites got more holidays than the world. We got more holy days than holidays. We do. I was like, yo,
But I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the holidays, holy days, we don't even keep them.
It's hard to in this society.
Yeah, like 'cause
the only ones that are keeping them really hard is the imposters. They're the ones that are die hard keeping what's not theirs. They, you know, for the most part, they're keeping, you know, the tradition of what we should have been keeping. You know, but they're doing it because they know that they're not the ones. You know, so they're trying to like solidify themselves and you know improve. They're trying to convince themselves.
Even they put their own twist on it though. They remix it.
Oh yeah. They definitely put a whole spin to a lot of the stuff. But you know, they really trying to convince themselves hard that they're the ones. That's why they go above and beyond to do what they do, because they know they're not the ones. And us, that's why they call us stiff necks. You know, we have everything there. We just, I can't pull out because of that. They don't want to you follow. You know what I'm saying? Because you know. If you read the scriptures, you know, what is it? All right, for example, here's the thing with the Israelites. The way they're thinking is, you know, you could live the world, just follow the commandments. But when it comes to the part of having sex,
It's that lust.
you got to leave it in. That's what the word says. You can't pull out and spill on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, what do we do? Before we come into the world and we're out there, you know, before we come into the world and we're out there doing our thing, what is it that we do when we're doing that? We pull out. So, you know, right there, that alone is like probably like, you know, like makes people think like, oh, snap. So if I do that, then, you know, I'm not following the commandments. So that's too much for them. You know, they rather go the easy way.
That's why we're not bound by the law. You know, you should do your best to try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But the Lord, He's not going to forsake us for not doing it. We're going to try to do our best.
Right. And repent once, you know, you messed up.
Right.
You know, but I mean, it's listen, I mean, I went through, my son can tell you, I went through a whole bunch of different types of motions and ideologies about what religion and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like, nothing resonated more with my spirit than what this, you know, like, because it's like, boom, you know, I've always said you don't need to go to church to find the truth, you know, to seek the Lord, you know. And
This is the church.
exactly, you know,
The Lord
but
said when three men are gathered together, then it's a church.
yeah, you know, and you know what happens is the doctrines of Rome is, you know, let's make all this so it, you know, for our favor, but at the same time, the Israelites that follow it will never find salvation because they're not really following, you know, the laws or of how it should be. You know, here's the fabrics on the clothing. You can't buy a garment that's 100% of one material most of the time. You know, it's going to be mixed. Why?
We're gonna get some socks.
Because they know the scripture says you have to wear, it has to be one material. It can't be interwoven with others. So what do society do? Yo, 55 cotton, you know, 45 poly is mixed in. You know, stuff like that. Everything in the world is not for the Israelite. We have to like.
That's why the Lord, we're not bound by the law. He knows the situation.
Right.
We're still in slavery at the end of the day. We're still in captivity.
So we don't hang on the law because we know that the law, trying to keep it, it's not.
You
gonna-
keep it to the best of your ability.
We can't keep it perfectly. It's
Right.
impossible.
Sometimes you got to work on the Sabbath. What you're going to do? Quit your job? That's not wise.
Right.
Keep pulling out, your dog's gonna be looking at you sideways. You know, something's gonna keep pulling out.
But listen, I mean, there are jobs that know people have Sabbath. And, you know, a lot of people, like, I worked in jobs, for the most part, there's jobs that, you know, do respect people's Sabbath. I guess when you make it up front, you know, to them from the rip. But, you know, a lot of them, you know, some of them do. I don't know about now if they change their ways, but the thing is that not everybody takes the Sabbath. They're taking the Sabbath the wrong day. They think it's Sunday. That's the problem. They're like, oh, Saturday, yeah, I can work Saturday. You know, I don't work Sundays. It's fine. No, but that's the doctrine that these people put on us.
Because Sabbath is every new moon. So you can't, if you take off, say the new moon lands on a Wednesday, you call out Wednesday, and next time the new moon lands on a Thursday, now you call it out Thursday, your job's gonna be like, all right, we can't,
what's up
we
with this
can't, we're
guy?
not going for this.
He's calling out every month.
Yeah.
A different day every month.
But at least, the Saturday Sabbath, for the most part, some people could keep, some people don't. Because even if they don't work on Saturday, they still doing other things that they shouldn't. Buying, partying.
Because the Sabbath is really based on the new moon. Like right now, the cycle is Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. But I know there are some Israelites out there that keep it Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which really, that's not scriptural. Because think about during the time of Moses when they was in the wilderness, Colossians 2:17. They didn't have the Gregorian calendar that we follow now. Right? They didn't have that then. So you know what they was doing? They was looking up at the sky and looking up at the moon, the sun. So that's why the Most High created those things. That's for signs in the heavens.
Says 17. This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 17. Which are a shadow of
Wait. Start up a couple verses. Get the context. 16.
This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 16. It says, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of the things to come, but the body is of the anointed, Mashiach.
Right, so which is of a shadow of things to come. Because guess what? Ultimately in the kingdom, that's when we're going to have it right. We're going to keep everything correct. The Passover, the Sabbath, the new moon, we're going to keep all the holy days correctly.
Hopefully we'll go back to the old calendar.
Yeah, we will.
13 months, 28 days per month.
And you know, Issachar, it was known for creating the times and coming up with the calendar and stuff like that. That's their talent.
Stars.
That's why, what they call it? They get the Mayans. They came up with the calendar. They tried to predict that the world was going to be destroyed in 2012. You know what I'm saying? That's really their MO. Because the scriptures speak about how that's their gift. Keeping up with time and math and stuff like that. Looking up at the heavens.
It was navigate.
Yeah.
Tribe, weren't they?
Because you had tribes that were given the Pacific role. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you got the Levites, which are so-called Haitians. They was the priests. They knew the law. You know?
Puerto Ricans are what? No, but what we do, what's our trade?
Gathering the
Well, what's the name? Ephraim.
Fruitful.
It means fruitful.
Yeah, bountiful.
You know?
But they, fruitful, bountiful.
Continue it out.
That's the
Go back to
I got two.
uh,
That's good. Jeremiah 3:17. Just to go back to the fake holy days.
7 or 17.
3:17. Jeremiah 3:17.
This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 17. It says, at that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem.
Right, so this is a future prophecy. This is a future event. It's going to take place very soon.
It says, neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of their evil heart.
Right, so you got people that are out here in this world or in this society, and they just got the imaginations of that. They be like, oh man, I'm a Scorpio, so this means that I'm gonna react a certain way to what people do. You know, how people follow zodiac signs and astrology. You know, but the Lord warned us against following astrology and looking up at this, the sun, the moon, and the stars and stuff like that, and the constellations. He warned us about that, and turning that into an idol. You know, you got a lot of people that do that.
consider
That is
idolatry.
idolatry.
If you're more concerned about the carrots and all that versus, the gesture of having it on. If women are worried about, if you're gonna get me a ring, it better be 10 carats and all that. That's what you're making it an idol. According to one of the elders that I was listening to.
Well, the ring represents Saturn, where Saturn goes back into a plethora of gods.
Oh yeah, he didn't get that.
He probably the Greeks. So technically, in a way, wearing a wedding ring is idolatry, but it's not like you really worship.
Yeah, you're right. As long as you're not like, because he said that there's nothing against wearing jewelry. He said in the laws it doesn't specify anything about wearing jewelry. Just don't wear it unless you're making it an idol. You're worshiping, a diamond ring.
Because you look at really all these cars, they go back to idols too.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the emblems,
Yeah. A lot of them do have significance of something. I mean, everything has anything that is with a logo, especially government. There's definitely something behind that logo.
Yeah, everything means something.
Mm-hmm.
Nike, the goddess of victory.
Mm-hmm.
I wear Nikes,
that's
but
not
do I
right.
pray to
Right.
God?
I mean, you're only doing it because you need feet. You need something on your feet.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, when people start worshiping clothes designers,
Oh man, that's what these rappers are.
yeah, like glorifying that shit, man. It's like that's not the way it is. Like,
That's why these record companies, they set these people up, and they really lead our people astray.
my son could tell you. I always say, like, I don't like that hype about, if a celebrity is drinking Coca-Cola, I'm gonna go drink it because so and so drinks it. Like, I don't buy into that. I'm like, to me, it's like, that's just nonsense. Like,
That's programmed.
Nobody convinces me to do something unless I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, because Jordan got, this, I want to go run out there and get it. Like, no, like, we're idolizing them and we're making them rich. And we're making ourselves poorer.
Exactly.
Jeremiah 3:18 says, "In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers."
So it said the house of Judah and the house of Israel, meaning northern kingdom. You look at the sign, you got northern kingdom and you got southern kingdom. So all the tribes are going to be united.
But I said, "How shall I put thee among the children?"
Because also, let me add, you also have all the tribes that are right here in America right now. You know how they call America the Great Melting Pot? So you're going to be able to find everybody from every nation, every country, everywhere. They're over here in America.
Looking like all sorts of people.
So the Most High, He scattered us, right? So how could these people over there in the land today? Oh yeah, I'm Judah. I'm a Jew. I'm Judah. All right, cool. Let's go with that hypothetical. So where's the tribe of Gad? Where's the rest of the other tribes at?
Yeah, where's the setup? Where's the tribes that as specified? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, if you're saying you're you, so where's the rest of the tribes?
Right. They always say they're Judah. What about the other?
Yeah.
What about the other 11 tribes?
So the Most High, He scattered us.
It says, "But I said, How shall I put thee among the children and give thee a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the host of nations? And I said,"
Good. And also, let me add, it says the Most High will give us that pleasant land. It's more than what you see now on the map, the land of Israel today. You see how it's really just like a small area, right? The Most High said, if I'm not mistaken, from the Nile River to the Great River Euphrates is our land. So all that Saudi Arabia, that's our land. That's a part of our land.
it says, "Thou shalt call me my father, and shalt not turn away from me." Continue it out.
In 2 Timothy 3:7, and then we're going to wrap it up. Because it's cold out here.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Right. And you mentioned earlier how this is what truly sat right with you in your spirit, right? This truth now, the belief that we have. So you gotta do is try to seek the truth in other philosophies, but is it really considered the truth?
I never felt it, bro. I mean, not for anything. I always felt it was a mockery. I'm like, this is nonsense. I don't feel anything. They telling me this and that, and I'm like,
You just do something wrong.
oh yeah, absolutely.
You all came from something. Like I came out the Baptist church. You hear a snake whispered in Eve's ear, made her eat an apple.
Right.
That sounds like a children's fiction book.
So like the whole time it doesn't even mention the apple. It just says fruit. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, the way they break it down. I mean, you know what it is? They only give you what's beneficial for them. They omit the truth. And that's the bottom line. It's like all these religions. Yeah, listen. Let's say for argument's sake, they really believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
Fine, okay, but guess what? It's not really the truth.
And there's with some they probably pivot, but you got some pastors that's sincere. They think they're telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't know.
They don't.
Like you read earlier, was this First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians? It said Most I was trying to send them strong delusion that they would believe a lie. Really, it's the Most I was got these people lost.
I mean, my son could tell you, man, for a hot minute, I was atheist. I was like, what? I just stopped believing because I'm like, what they feeding me is nonsense. I'm like, I just don't buy into it. And then one day I had an epiphany. And, it was over one of the most ridiculous subjects that some people might think. But we were talking about flat earth. And I gave it some deep thought in my mind. And then suddenly I'm like, boom. I'm like, yo, there definitely is a divine power. But it's not the way the churches talk to you about it. Like, it's, whatever's in the Bible, they're not talking about it the way it should be. I always felt it was just...
Christianity and Roman Catholicism, they're left with bad taste in a lot of our people's mouth.
And then, when I find the truth through the Israelites, if I come to find out that what I was feeling and thinking is true. Everything that they talk about in there is not what is real. It's not real. Like, they only highlight, and twist around what's convenient for them. But when it comes to the truth, like when I found out that blacks, so-called blacks, Puerto Rican, Hispanics, and Native Americans were the God's chosen, because who's God's chosen people? And then these guys, the little hats, went with the other ones. But when it really hit me, I'm like, whoa. It was like, the spirit resonated, bro. I was like, this is it. My son can tell you, I was a pork-loving, shrimp, lobster, octopus-eating motherfucker. Part of my words. And, coming into this, I just said no more. Gave it up. And I had co-workers that we would talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the seafood spot, we're going to kill it, this and that. And when I say I'm done with seafood, they're like, what? How?
Yo.
What made you change? I said, I found the truth. And if the Most High says, that's no good for me, it's no good for me, I gave it up. I mean, I still got stuff that I'm working on. But, it's baby steps.
Right.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Exactly.
But at least, I made that effort. I love my seafood. I miss it. I crave it.
I would try to correct
But I was told it's no good.
Right.
So it was an easy decision for me to make.
Yeah, we all did it quick cold turkey. Once we found out, we just never touched it again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I still smoke. I'm working on it to give it up. It was easy for me to give up the shrimp and the lobster. But I'm still working on those other demons.
You spoke like weed.
Both.
Okay. So, I mean, technically, if you go into the scriptures, it's not a sin.
I know, but it's still.
Weed,
it's still your body. You know, it's
Yeah.
still. You know, it's like I said to my son,
Health-wise.
shit, we can't smoke weed, no, blah, blah, blah. Hey, but we can eat it, you know?
But at least you can admit that. You can admit that you got some wrong.
Yeah, I got a lot of growing to do, man. I mean, my heart is still, hard, and it's a lot. But little by little, the truth is chipping away.
That's how it is.
My mentality is a little different. I'm trying my best to, do the right thing.
Let's close it out with 1 Peter 2:2.
Praises.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
Right, so the whole point of coming into the truth is becoming a new person, putting off the old man, becoming that new man. It really, this scripture right here speaks about being a newborn babe. The significance of being a newborn babe means that you could be trained up. You're more impressionable. See, you got people that are old and stuck in their ways, and they can't change. They don't want to change their ways. So when you're a newborn babe, when you're new, that's when you're
malleable.
you're more malleable. I was gonna say that. So
You're not defiled by the world.
Right.
You're still pure.
Yeah,
You're a
you
newborn
clean
baby.
slate and you can be molded. I mean, that's the thing. And a lot of people gotta understand that when you have a newborn kid, that kid is gonna be molded on how you
train up a child.
train this from a child. If you teach the kid hate, guess what? You're gonna raise the kid hating. But if you raise the kid loving, you're gonna get nothing but a loving person.
Right, you raise your kid to be a nice ball player. He's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
I grew up eating pork, so when I came up, I was eating pork.
Yeah.
You stop.
Listen, my mother, when I was a baby, I was force-fed pork and all that because I was a kid. Here you go, you're eating it. But and listen, I knew years ago that pork was no good, but I wasn't in the truth.
You needed a reason above yourself.
Right. I mean, I knew the Bible said, oh, you can't eat pork, but it just because the Catholics told me, or because the Muslims told me, but boom, but once you see it, and that seed is resonated, and you like,
Once that seed is
you're like,
planted,
oh,
once that seed is planted, then that's when you start.
listen, I have papers of divorce here on it, but I'm like, I can't even use it no more.
Been there.
Yeah, but don't be overrighteous. There's certain shit that's not out control. Like when you brought up the 100% cotton, the socks are not even 100%.
No doubt, I get it. But but at least in your conscience now, you're like, I'm looking at the brush like,
If you have an option between nylon and boards.
yeah. So what I do, I'm like, I ordered a fucking new brush because
You scrutinize everything.
yeah, because I'm trying to like, all right,
But that goes into the curse of God. Go to our enemies for the wonderful things. You don't own nothing, So I also take that into account.
that's all right. Once this world becomes an Israelite world,
Exactly.
everything will be how it should be.
Right on.
You're gonna buy your garments. It's gonna be one cloth. You're gonna buy your brushes. It's gonna be something that you
Nah,
could
he's
use.
other nations gonna buy? You talking about from us?
Yeah, we ain't gonna have to buy
Other
nothing.
nations?
No, yeah, that other nations, yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
We're gonna have everything to us, yeah. But what I'm saying is like we don't have to worry about that.
Right. You don't have to worry about a lot of things.
Gelatin and our toothpaste or
Women's lipstick, the gelatin in there, or the pork, all that stuff.
Eyelashes. Don't forget the eyelashes.
Whale fat, like mushrooms. Can't even eat that.
yeah.
Well, that's what Sakari teaches. We don't teach that.
I eat
Fungi.
mushrooms.
Yeah, I eat mushrooms.
I eat mushrooms. Yeah.
I know Sakari. I remember Alex already said that. So hopefully.
All you gotta do is just book up a list of clean and unclean foods, and it'll definitely tell you what, according. Like I thought we couldn't eat flounder, and then I saw it on the thing on the list of clean food. I'm like,